Good. Okay. First things first. When I'm talking about what I'm going to talk about today, it's not going to work in every single home that we're in. It's just not going to. It will work in a major percentage of the homes and the people that you sit down with. There will be those outside grouches and the people that you just can't get to do anything. So they do exist. Okay. But this stuff that I'm going to try to teach you today will work in a major percentage. It will increase your closing ratio, which is what drives your ALP. First things first, you want to start with basic fundamentals. That's what we're going to talk about, okay? Basic fundamentals of closing. Where closing starts, where it finishes, how to do it. Starting out with closing, the first thing is your appearance. Closing starts the second you get out of the car. Right now we're sitting down with 51% of the people that we set, which is decent. Could be a little better, but it is decent. We're only closing 22%. Okay, so when I look at the reports, I know what we need to talk about. We need to talk about how to get this presentation to a close and get the check and serve them properly so you protect the families like you're doing. If we're only seeing closing 22%, something's broken there. I think we're hesitating at the close. That's what I would truly think. But I'm going to work from the beginning and get to the end on that. Because if we're sitting with 51%, we should be closing at least 30 to 40% of these people with the presentation that we have in our hands. So I'm going to try to improve that today. First things, the first thing they see when you get out of a car and they pull in the driveway is us. Everybody, we're the first, we get out of the car, hey, how you doing? That's the first thing they see. So you want to dress like a professional. You want to look like a professional. Look blue collar though, remember our market. You don't want to get out all wrinkled with your shirt halfway done and sandals on. You don't look like a professional. You want to get these people to write you a check for the rest of their lives. You have to look like a professional and they have to feel like they're with a professional. First obstacle for most of us in this room, when we go in to sit with a 40, 50, 60, 70, 80-year-old, what do you think the first obstacle may be?
Commonality.
Age difference. Most of the people in here have baby faces. Okay? We look like they're kids, but we're professionals. So we have to overcome that with confidence, with control. Starts with a firm handshake. Taking control of the house once you get there. Grabbing that C above the door, putting it in your pocket on the way to the table. This presentation, 9 out of 10 objections will be overcome with the presentation that we have in our little heads. The 8 inches of real estate between our ears, in our brains. That's where the presentation comes from. It will overcome most of your obstacles. That's why it's been set up for you. So you got to overcome that baby face with confidence. With the firm handshake. How you doing? Pat Bendure with American Income. Came to talk to you about your benefits today. Is Mary here?
Yes.
Okay, great. Mary, can you come over here? Can we use your table? Is it okay if I go ahead and move this here? Mary, you guys go ahead and sit right there for me. I'm going to get your benefits. It's only going to take about 10, 15 minutes. Okay? I'm going to get through everything for you here. Mary, Mary's doing the dishes. Has anybody ever seen that? Mary's doing it. Mary, can you go ahead and come over here? I need to talk to you so I can show you how this program works with everything you already have. No, go ahead, show Joe. No, Mary, I got to show you. I got to get this officer report form filled out that lets them know I did my job. Do you hear my voice? I don't sound, hi, Mary, can you please come over? It's not going to work like that. They're going to walk on you. The second you lose control, your presentation is over with. I'm in control, but I'm not disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. Okay? There's a difference. If you need help with looking with the difference, come see me after the meeting. We'll talk about it. So you have to be, no, Mary, come on over here. I need you to sit down so I can grab a signature from you and explain exactly how this works. Come on over, Mary. No, I'm good. Okay, Mary, I'm just going to go ahead and wait. I got to. Sorry, it's just the way things are set up. She'll get over there. Trust me, she will. If she won't, you got to reschedule it. Because we never do what? One-leggers, because they're always going to have to talk to the husband or talk to the wife. It's going to work every time. If you walk, has everybody got a car in here? Mm-hmm. Everybody does, so you wouldn't be here. Trick questions. Everybody's like, answer questions when we ask. Don't be afraid to answer them. When you walked onto the car lot, the guy that came up to you did not look like a bum, did he? No. Did he seem professional to you? You must have liked him. You wrote him a check. You know what I mean? I've walked on the car lots where people were jerks and I walked right off of it. You know what I mean? And I've met people who seem professional to me. Look professional, dress nice. I'll buy the car all day long because I'm a buyer. Most people that you're with are buyers. That's why you got to break the walls down, because they're afraid to buy everything that comes in front of them. Okay? If you don't have control, fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? Every single house, they're the ones that should be nervous. You are a stranger coming into their home. Serve them with their benefits. They don't know what's coming on. That's why the first couple of things in your presentation has to do with who are you, why are you here, and how long is this going to take. If you can confidently overcome those objections, you're in. You're at the table, right? Now it's being on presentation, being professional. If you lose control, it's over with. Be nice, but have an authoritative matter to you. You're professionals. You're there to enroll them in their benefits and serve them to the best of your ability and serve them with passion. Whenever I talk in front of the groups and whenever I talk about presenting, my voice switches. Do you guys feel the light turn? You see me up and down the halls, but when I talk about this, I have passion. I have enthusiasm. So what you have to have in every single presentation you give, be it your first one or your last one of the day, you have to be on the same exact level. Because the guy at 9 o'clock doesn't know about the guy at 5 o'clock that might have mean mugged you. 5 o'clock might be a grouse, the next one may have dinner and a check waiting for you. What can I buy from you today? The business is bipolar, but we can't be. You know what I mean? Can't let it affect you. Stay even keel. From the time you hit the door, have an authoritative fact. Guide them, lead them. People want to be told things. People love to buy things. They just don't like to be sold. Inform them. The first obstacle is a young look. We can overcome that with confidence and with enthusiasm and with passion from the jump. Desire. That's the next thing in closing. You absolutely have to want to close people. To get that check. To protect them. When I say just get the check, don't get me wrong. Serve them with passion. Serve every one of their needs. But in the end result, you want to go ahead and get paid while you're there. Make sense to you guys? Does anybody not want to? Everybody looks terrified. You guys all right? You waking up? Clap for it. Wake up. Grab that seed from them. You have to do these things for the people. Closing comes from your heart. It comes from within. It's not just it's in your playbook, but that's not really where it happens. It comes from inside. It comes from your belief that they need it or that you need to sell it. If I'm a bulldog in somebody's house, it's not because I think I'm doing something bad for them. It's because I know that if Diddy doesn't come home tonight, Mrs. Diddy is protected for the rest of her life. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a belief. If you don't believe that they need it, you might want to check yourself. You shouldn't be here. It's not a sweeper, it's not a car. You have to have passion at closing. All tied into your belief. This is our job to do. People are going to die out there. If you haven't had a death claim, ask somebody who has. Your belief will go from here through the roof. You know what I'm saying? You'll understand exactly what you did for these people. And you got paid pretty well for it too. Nothing wrong with that. It is important. When I'm up here and I get intense, and when I'm intense in a home, same way you should be. You shouldn't be buying no baloney. Like they don't need it. They need to think about it. What do they need to think about? If their family needs protected? They need to think if their wife and kids need to pay for a funeral? Always leave positive, but have this belief. Because a sale is made in every house. It's just a matter of which end you're on. You're selling them or they're selling you that they don't need the program. Because everybody in here believes they need it, I hope. You have to relax when you go to close. Closing is uncomfortable. It's a natural thing. It's naturally uncomfortable. Your presentation is basically geared so they can't think about it and everything else. They want to be able to say they can't afford it. It's where everything has to be kind of coned right too, because you can deal with that all day long. So you have to relax when you're closing. Sit back, relax. If you're just getting right back up and going for the rebuttal, it's not going to work because it's like you're beefing with them. You got to come alongside. I can understand where you're at, Ron. A lot of people like you want to think about it. I was pretty much the same way. If you think about it, the one thing that keeps your family going was that paycheck, right? You don't think about it every day. You just Every 2 weeks it comes in. You probably didn't check your pulse this morning, did you, Brinks?
Nope.
But you know it's there, right? It's the hope so. Think about it. That paycheck's gone, everything else is. So what I'm going to do for you is get your foot in the door and get that paycheck protected. What I'm going to do for you today, be assumptive. I'm like, when I'm in the house, if I don't hear I want to think about it, I'm totally surprised. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for it. I have 6 different versions of I want to think about it right here. You know what I mean? Most people in here were from an athletic background, right? Most people play sports. If you didn't, you know somebody did. When people practice, they practice on the practice field, right? Not in the playing field. Don't practice your rebuttals in homes. Practice in here amongst your team members. Role play. Get comfortable doing it. Warm it up so you know it like the back of your hand. Tell it if you played baseball, if I threw you a fastball, curveball every single time. And you first started, you didn't know how to hit a curveball, and you knew I was going to go fastball, high, strike 3, here comes the curve. If you couldn't hit the curve, you would be out of the leagues. They're going to tell you they want to think about it. You should have this mastered like the back of your hand, so when I throw that third pitch and it's a curveball, boom, it's out of the park. You know what I mean? It's being a professional. You can be serious and relaxed at the same time. See, you got to smile and laugh and then bring it down to a serious tone, because when I'm talking about protecting your family, Darren Hacker, I get very intense about it. It's because of my belief. I've seen people alive and kicking, and then the next week I've seen them dead. You got to have belief in your systems. It's real deal stuff. You know what I mean? When you're giving a presentation, you got to go up in here like a roller coaster. Create emotion in the home to where you get out of the house, you're like, wow, I just gave it my all. I laid everything out on the field. Play when you're in the playing field. When you're in the homes, that's when you're playing. That's when you got to have your A game in every single home that you're in. It has to be like that. Practice in the office. Play in the field. If you're going to use Marcus Smith's and Jim Serace's leads that they've poured their hard-earned money into, make sure you're on point with everything. You're only doing a disservice to yourself if you're not. There's nothing wrong with being serious out there, folks. It's real deal stuff. You have to empathize with people. Have a Me Too attitude. Whatever they say, me too. I'm just like you. I understand you want to think about it. I would have too. Thing is, they had it done like on an enrollment-like basis, because they've got like financial advisors and everything. They checked and rechecked the benefits. These are the ones that you're able to get if you qualify for them. So the thing is, while you think about it, I'm going to go ahead and get your paperwork done and get your foot in the door with this part. While you think about it, I'm going to go ahead and get your paperwork done. Watch them start. Just letting you do paperwork. You have to relax when you're closing. Sit back, then lean forward. Move around. Compare to tangible things in their life. That is the key. If you're looking at a house and they've got a cell phone sitting here, a nice stereo system, a satellite outside, you just walk past $50,000 in cars and a flat panel TV, guess what? They can afford it. They're just going to sell you that they can. But you're going to show them the need. Create a need. You have to create a need. Compare to tangible things. $100 a month for a grown man to protect his family is nothing. $25 a week? Think of the stupid things we throw $25 a week on. Pizza night. You got pizza night, right, Dan? Everybody does. Just the price of pizza and maybe wings or something. I don't know. What do you like on your pizza? Everything? Just me too. That's exactly how I was. Just set that one side of pizza away and there you go. It's all taken care of. If you see 6 bags of Oreos, it's 6 bags of Oreos. Find what they have in their home that you can relate to. Scan the room. See what it is. Somebody with 17 PlayStation 3 games is not going to tell me they can't afford it. Or they don't need it. You have to relax though. That's the big thing. If I told you I could protect your paycheck, then give you cancer, protect your funeral, cover some cancer costs, and I threw a case of beer a weekend for it, and it's only going to cost you $25 a week, do you think you would buy it? Because you see a need for it. You know what I mean? You see the need. I related it to something that you can relate to. People are selfish by nature. I'm the same way most of the time. People are selfish. If they can't touch it, feel it, drink it, want to be around it, they can't really relate to it. You know what I mean? This program that I'm enrolled in is not valuable to my wife and my children until I'm not here. So I have to be unselfish and set a little bit of money aside for them. A little bit now versus a lot later. There's a cost involved in everything. You know what I mean? But the cost of not doing something is a lot greater than the cost of doing something now. Everything in life costs. It's going to cost a lot more later and a little bit now. Does that make sense to you guys? You with me?
Say that.
Can you say that again?
There's a cost involved in everything. Everything costs something, right? But the cost of doing nothing is a lot greater than the cost of doing something. You guys got it? Put that one on the board. All right.
Yeah.
You know me. The best thing I can't. Spelling's my downfall. I'll let him do it. You can make $100,000 a year in this career and not be able to spell things. That's the most beautiful thing about this. As long as you can close a deal. You have to be able to get your presentation to come to an end. That's the key, and that's the uncomfortable thing. You got to get out of there. The best presentations create emotion in people. Thinking about it does not protect families. Is everybody with me on that? Here, write it on the board after we're done. Everybody's looking up at the board. No. The best presentations create emotion. Thinking about it will not protect your family. Use real life things in the news every day. You guys see in the news, right? This morning there was people dead on the side of the freeway. 3 cars around Westerville. I heard about it before I even got there on the news. People die every day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Thinking about it doesn't make sense to it. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Not everybody that's going to work today is going to come home. Not everybody that goes to sleep at night and puts their head on a pillow is going to wake up. You have to have that mindset. What sales? A transfer of what? Transfer of belief. So if you believe they don't need it, that's what you're going to hear. If you believe thinking about it is good, your brain will do whatever you tell it to do. Trust me. That's why, like professional athletes, they practice. Basketball players, they dribble with the right, they practice dribble. They've been doing it all their life, right? But you still see Kobe Bryant doing 3 free throws, right? Do you think Kobe Bryant can hit a free throw? Absolutely, but he still practices it. That's the way you have to be with this business. Practice makes perfect. And when you're on the playing field, it's over with for you all, folks. Your closing ratio will go from here through the roof. But if you're just lackadaisical and don't practice enough, you're going to get results. That's the best thing about the American income. You get what you put into it out. You know what I mean? Everybody in here can make $100,000 a year in their first year. Easily. $200,000 if you so choose. You get to write your own check. I came from the bar nightclub industry. I didn't know anything about sales. I could sling a beer, cook a chicken wing, and throw somebody into a curb off a door. That was my skill set coming into here. You know what I mean? That was all I knew. Rob was in construction and karaoke. Marcus was a pro ball player. You can make $100,000 a year right here just doing these basic fundamental things that we teach you every day. We tell you and tell you and tell you that people will fly in to hear what we're doing in this office. 2 weeks ago, did anybody notice the 2 up here with Mr. Smith from the Rick Alton? Today we have another SGA from West Virginia in our office, just wondering what's going on in this room right here. Basic fundamentals, that's what I tell them. Doing the right thing. Serving people, serving them with passion. Doing the right thing is where it's at. People have to like you in order to feel a need. If you're brand new and just walking in and going right to the table and giving the benefits and skipping the warm-up, I've done it, everybody here's done it. You got to warm up a little bit. Spend 3, 4, 5 minutes on it. Don't spend 20. You'll never be out of houses. You don't want to spend too much time talking and jib-jabbing and non-sales. When you get to the point, bring the presentation to a close. Don't let the grouches ruin your day. Has everybody met a grouch? Has everybody had a full day of grouches? You had a full day of grouches. It's a numbers game. You know what I mean? The business is bipolar, but we can't be. Make people laugh. Make a joke about yourself. At the door, you gonna try to sell me something? As hard as I possibly can, sir. Just kidding. I just gotta, here's what I gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Make a joke. Is this gonna take long? About 3 or 4 days. Write them down. Use them. They'll work. Trust me. Is this about insurance? I ain't gonna buy anything. Well, that's good. I'm not even a very good salesman, to tell you the truth. That's less paperwork for me. I appreciate you sharing that, but you guys are going to be so happy you filled out your card. I'm going to go ahead and explain your benefits for you folks. Use them. They work. I'm telling you. Put them at ease. How much does this cost? Well, how much can you afford? You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Even the meanest people in the world will laugh at you.
That is funny.
People love people to pick on themselves. You find a joke about yourself in a house, they'll laugh. Put them at ease. You don't want to look like or act like what they think you are, right? Everybody's afraid of the salesman. You know why? Because they're buyers. They buy everything. Seniors, people get spooked by seniors. Look around a senior's house. They got the little trinkets everywhere, like the whole wall is lined up with goofy stuff off Home Shopping Club. They'll buy your stuff too. They got the 6 lift chairs, they got the little wiggle arm thing, all kind of goofy stuff they got in their house. If you look, they buy everything. And they do that off of TV. Now, if they like you in a home, it's going to be the same exact result. But make sure they're buying on need too. Create that need. Just liking you is the one part. Just liking you may get you cancers. Make sure there is a need there too. Create a need, fill a need, show people how to enroll in their program, how to use it. If you're getting rebuttals at the end, write them down. Talk to your managers. One word missed out of your presentation can ruin the whole deal for you. Just one simple little thing. Compare tangible things, the pizza, the wings, the little chart that I do with the 40 hours. If you don't know what that is, ask one of your managers. I guarantee they know. Look people in the eye. Let them know you're serious. Let them know you care about them. You know what I mean? We're doing this for them. The beginning of your worksheets, make sure you're comparing. Just a premier plan is just an hour and a half. Just setting aside an hour and a half. You know what I mean? That's for people who really love their families, to tell you the truth. I'm just kidding. Make a joke, laugh at them. Over here, they really love them here. But if you just want to get your foot in the door, go ahead and go with this one. I feel that people are hesitating at the end. You know what I mean? Like I said before, it's pretty much a no-brainer. Right? Now the main thing is getting enrolled in the benefits, but keeping it comfortable. Where do you think your family best fits in? But first, while you're thinking about it, what I want to do here real quick is grab an opinion from you, Joe. Joe's up here. Now, Joe, of all these benefits, which one's your favorite one? Role play with me.
I like that guarantee.
You like that guarantee? That's the same way I was. Like I did that for my wife because I made sure that my paycheck was covered. If I wasn't here to support my family, I wanted to make sure they at least had a tax-free income coming in. So you're just like me on that one. Now, Mary, of all these benefits, which did you like the best?
Freedom of choice.
Freedom of choice? Okay, Mary. Your hair looks nice today, Mary. Freedom of choice. Why did you like that?
Pays for my funeral.
Pays for your funeral and final expenses? Okay. So your wife and kids don't have to worry about that? That's what you like about that? Okay, good. So I'm going to put that up here. So Mary, you like the freedom of choice. And then Joe, you like the paycheck because you want to make sure Mary has that income, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I appreciate your help on that. Now, the thing is, I don't even know if you guys can qualify for this, so while you're thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and ask you some medical questions to make sure you can qualify. Have you ever been in AA? You're going to fly a plane in the next 2 years. You had a physical. Smoked marijuana in the past year. Well, folks, looks like you're going to qualify. Go ahead and grab your driver's license. I'm going to get your paperwork going for you today. Head right back down and start grabbing paperwork. At that point in time, you're going to find out whether you need a rebuttal or not. They may go up and get their license. Whoop, okay, here we go. We're doing paperwork. Once I have the license in the hand, then I'm grabbing the Q&R and I'm doing the bank draft. Who do you bank with? Well, it's been great. We work with them on that. What you're going to do, the unions, they don't know where your bills fall, right? So they wanted to make sure it was flexible and affordable. Since you're in control of it, Dan, they wanted to make sure that it had a coverage date. You transfer from your bank account to your new benefits account. That way nobody's going in and taking money out of your bank account, because if you're like me, I didn't really like people grabbing money out of mine. So you're just going to transfer from here to here. They used to do it through paychecks, but this is a permanent benefit, so if you leave, your paycheck's gone, right? These follow with you. Like all your other benefits are out the door. 30 days, right after you leave, your paycheck is gone, benefits are gone. These are permanent ones. These are the ones you take with you, follow you into retirement. That's why it's been set up for you. So you guys go ahead and pick a date. I'm going to do your paperwork. Pick between the 18th and the 28th. And my head's back down. By the time I get his name on a piece of paper, I'm going to hear a rebuttal. Or I'm not. If they pick a date, it's over with. You know what I mean? Now I have the license. I know they qualify. I have a bank draft date. I'm doing paperwork. It's done. Then I'm going to get into the conditional receipt real quick. Okay? Maybe I'll start writing a little bit. I'll write a little bit more, and then I'll get into the conditional receipt. Now, since you're conditionally covered, the second I walk out of here, I'm going to go ahead and give you this receipt, and I'm going to need the first month up front. Like we said before, it's about, what is this, $25 a week, about the price of a pizza and wings a week, and that's going to be $125.34. Write that to American Income Life. If you want to be short like me, I just write AIL. That'll work too. Now we're going to know what's going on. But did you hear when I got to the end? It's like it's a no-brainer to make things getting in on the benefits. Where do you fit in? And then I take it from them and go. You have to be assumptive. Always be closing. A always, B, C closing. If you find yourself rebuttaling at the end with the same rebuttals over and over and over, your presentation's broke, folks. Write it down. Get with your manager. Every rebuttal has a place in the presentation to overcome it. They want to think about it all the time. Your mandatory read-off is for the birds. You know what I mean? You have to get an agreement. But either way, that decision has to be made today. Right, Dustin?
Yes, sir.
Make sense? You with me there?
Yeah.
That makes sense to you? Okay, good. Now he just told me 3 times in a row that he understands. You're not going to hear I want to think about it. If they hear how much does that cost at the end, then your hour power concept stinks. Make sure they understand that it's a price of a pizza and wings. Setting aside 1 hour a week. You're not going to make $25 less a week. It's going to set aside. It's the verbiage that gets it going for you. Proactively do it. Eddie.
Question, after the mandatory read-off letter and you get the agreement sometime at the end, some people said things to me like, I just don't like the pressure, so I don't really like making a decision right away.
Like I said, now your mandatory read-off stinks. What's afterwards? Role play it afterwards.
Okay, after the mandatory read-off.
Yep, what you do is a diffuser is what they call it.
So basically, here's how it works. As I go through the spread, the whole deal.
Right, if you're nodding your head, if it makes sense to you,
Yeah.
then all they ask, take it off. Is that you enroll today during your current service period? Okay, it's not set up to be some high-pressure sales pitch or anything like that.
Right.
See me going like this?
Right.
Pushing it back and moving back? It's not some big high-pressure thing.
Okay.
Then it's not high pressure. I understand you're just like me. I wouldn't want to be pressured either. Makes sense, me too. But the thing is, like that letter said, and we agreed on earlier, do you hear me like spitting and stuttering? It's not because I don't know what I'm saying. It's just matter of fact and smoother. Because if you just go right back at it with the rebuttal, like the letter said, you got to make a decision today. It doesn't work. You got to be smooth. Put it on somebody else. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to you guys?
Yep.
How to diffuse it, push it back, nod your head, move your heads, do this, so I'll do it. Yes. It's funny, you'll start laughing. If you ain't done it yet, go in the house and start going like this right from the jump. You'll start going like this, and you'll be like, I ain't said nothing. Like this. Use overtime at your beginning. If you're in unions, how's work going for you?
Good.
Getting a lot of overtime like the guys tell me? Yes? But what, about 8, 10 like everybody else? Yep. Now you know you got 8 to 10 hours of overtime. It is definitely not, I can't afford it at the end. Maybe. Proactively, be like the police. Anything you say can and will be used against you in my court, at my table. Not doing things to them, doing it for them, serving them. Hesitation at the end of this worksheet is where I feel it's at. You know what I mean? After you ask them, now where do you think you fit in? But before you do that, real quick, while you're thinking about it, I just told them to think about it, so I'm not going to hear I can't think about it because you just did. You know what I mean? Smooth, ain't it, Dustin? You love it, huh? It works too, it's silly. While you're thinking about it, I need to just grab an opinion. Which one do you like the best? Well, I like the whole thing. No, just one, Jamie. Just one, okay? Can you pick one for me?
Paycheck.
The paycheck? Yep, that's exactly what I did. Just like me. Now, Joe, how about you, my man? You gotta pick one. Write it down. Now, if I need a rebuttal, I got the entry plan. You guys, for $10 a week, should walk out with this all day long. A $5 freedom of choice, a $5 guaranteed income. It's a no-brainer. If you gave it to them for free, they would jump on it all day long. $10 a week for a grown man is nothing. If you believe that, can you guys start getting their numbers for me? Because they're selling. They're doing a good job. I'd like to talk to them. Got a couple sales reps I'm looking to fill positions for. Make sure you don't hesitate. After you take it away, qualify them. Get into the paperwork. Agree, proceed. Keep going. They'll stop you when they want to stop you. You know what I mean? Then you can deal with your rebuttals. Just keep going. Implied consent. That's what it's called. Just keep rolling. Keep rolling to the close. A, always, B, C, closing. Make sure you guys are asking your medical questions very clearly, getting the right answers. You don't want declines and you don't want wishy-washy answers on those. People telling you $100,000 is enough insurance, that $100,000 is a joke. You know what I mean? Anybody that has tangible things in their life, $100,000 would pay my car and a couple little things off. That's about it. We're up. My house, I mean, that's not even going to put a dent in it. Your house, your bills, your college, all your future aspirations, $100,000, even $250,000 is kind of a joke to me. Seems like a lot of money, but you just got to spend it in the homes. Proactively spend these policies. When they tell you in the family information guide what policies and how much they have, you have to proactively spend it in your presentation. You can always add to your presentation, just can't take away. You know what I mean? They told me they got a $100,000 insurance policy. I'm going to say something about it in my freedom of choice. Freedom of choice will pay for your funeral and final expenses so your family doesn't have to, Dan. I know you told me about that $100,000 policy, but they call that life insurance, not death insurance. It wasn't made for your funeral, right, Dan? So this will help do that. While she's waiting on that to pay out, this will instantly take care of funeral and final expenses so she doesn't have to pay for it out of her pocket. Kids, too. Does that make sense to you? At the end of the month, it's going to guarantee. Down here, we got some income, but I'm going to get to that. Boom, right into it, spend it. You took that out for your mortgage, your house, not for your funeral. Throw it in there. Use it. If they give it to you, use it. Freebies. If you're having problems, hesitate. Does anybody feel, and I want you to be honest because I want to work with you. Does anybody feel like they're hesitating at the end of the worksheet? Can somebody write these names down because I want to work on a one-on-one or in a smaller group setting too. Cool. It's just all it is control. That's all it is. Assume the close. Assume the sale. Roll right to it. Ask them, take it away, and get into the paperwork. Serving them and serving them with passion. That's what I got. Good.